Welcome to the Sopranos Prima Volta. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Sopranos Prima Volta. I am Sam Roberts. After watching the show many, many times, I'm joined by my friend, New York City comedian Ian Fidance, who is watching the show for the very first time. And you are deep, my friend. What?
My Prima Volta.
Yeah. I fixed the mic stand since we last, the
Did
mic
you?
arm. Yep.
Whoa.
Hey!
Wow. So it wasn't just
Hey!
me. Interesting.
No, I had to
Muy
fix it so that
interessante.
you could.
Did you cock it, lock it, ring a rocket? Speaking of rocket, this rocket's taken off from NASA, and that stands for Not Always Sopranos, Always. And that's what we talk about on the show. Not always Sopranos, always.
You done?
That's pretty good. Not always Sopranos, always.
Well, look, you're deep now. You know, it's really interesting, you know, doing the show with you because you've gone from never seeing the show before and kind of getting familiarized to the point that while you haven't seen these episodes, of course, you know the show and the family and the cast of characters like the back of your hand. I mean, it's got to be kind of amazing for this journey to take us to where it takes us today, no?
Yeah, and you know, it's these characters keep changing, growing, but staying the same, and it just
Like an autumn leaf?
like an autumn leaf. And I mean, the end of this episode reminded me of like autumn of 2003, 2004, New York City. These Sean Smith songs that they got playing with leaves crunching over my foot. Oh my God.
I mean, this was probably shot in 2003 or 2004. I mean, it didn't remind you of that. It was that.
Yeah, but it reminded me of that for me. Because with me, it's not always
it was
Sopranos. Always.
Okay, with the NASA stuff again. Well, listen, people have been waiting for us to do this. This is one of the episodes. I think the last episode we hit that I know specifically people reached out and said, I can't wait until Ian sees this one, is the one where Phineas caught Vito in the car at the construction site. Which, by the way, that hasn't really gone anywhere.
No.
Right.
No, I mean, we saw Finn in a dream. But
Right. Long-term parking is one that for sure people have been waiting because they want to...
Dude.
They want to see your take. This is one of the episodes that, like, people remember where they were the first time they saw this episode. I mean, mainly because I would say this is one of the unthinkables happening here on this app. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is Christopher's drinking.
I was going to say Matouche is violent.
Yeah. Matouche gets
Isn't Matouche like
trouble?
Matouche is one of the unsung heroes of the show. Like, that's who I want to meet. I want to meet Matouche.
Why is he an unsung hero?
Just because nobody talks about Matouche. Everybody talks about the Sopranos and all the great characters on it. Nobody ever brings up Matouche.
But why is he an unsung hero?
Because he's in so many episodes and his inclusion in the show is absolutely essential.
Yeah.
And nobody brings him up when they talk about the characters. Nobody ever talks about Matouche.
Well, we're talking about him. We're giving him his due.
Why are you being hostile about Matouche?
Because Matouche is a hostile guy.
You don't like Matouche. You don't want us talking about Matouche.
No, Matouche got Adriana in trouble and started this whole mess.
Maybe Adriana got Adriana in trouble. We can't control the actions of other people, but we can control how we react.
Yep.
And Aid made a choice. So that's the big Adriana story here.
I mean, are we going to get right into Aid?
I think that's the way to go. That's what everybody's waiting for. We can't.
Well,
there's an elephant in the room, Ian.
I have a bombshell, an Adriana bombshell. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead.
When you watch a movie or a show, are you straight through or do you go on your phone?
I guess it really depends. But I might pick up the phone here and there, depending. I mean, I tried not to, but
I really learned a lesson.
No. You know this is you don't pick up your phone during The Sopranos.
Oh, I know that now.
Literally 1 week ago, out of nowhere in the opening scene, a lady caught on fire making egg beaters. Anything can happen on this show. You don't pick up your phone.
Yeah, and if I'm sitting there and I've been, eating and drinking waters and I have to go to the bathroom, I go to the bathroom and then I go, oh, I need a cigarette. I go on a cigarette. And then, I'll go on my phone. Let's see what's going on. Scroll. And your good buddy, Renan Hirschberg, has an amazing new special out called Live from the Underground. You go, hey, I want to support my pal. I'm going to post about it so people can see it. Okay, cool. Let me post a clip.
Did Renan ruin this for you?
Well, the clip that you post is him mentioning...
No.
I mean, dude,
No.
It is the worst thing I could have ever seen.
While you're watching the episode.
While I'm watching the episode.
Oh, my God.
This is what I see.
Oh, my God. No, please. Renan. Not Renan.
Wait, there's a clip. Hold on.
I'm starting to think
maybe,
you made this
maybe
up.
Pause it. Maybe stop so I can find it.
Never. I won't do it.
Oh my God.
You're lying.
No, I'm
You're
not.
lying.
I'm not.
Why? You didn't come to class prepared. This is your dream.
Oh, no. This is, I watched it's literally, I go, oh, let me watch a little bit of his special.
Oh, it wasn't a clip.
No. I go.
Let me pause. Okay. So you're not what you pause The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So it's not like you pause it because you just took a hot piss, smoked a cigarette, come back before you hit unpause. Oh, Renan put his special up. Let me take a look at this.
I go, I'm going to share a clip, but yeah, let me watch a little bit,
Because you don't want to share a clip and say it's funny if you haven't seen any of it.
I barely ever watch specials.
Right.
And, I go, Renan's great. I read an article. He's written about New York Times. Glowing article.
That's great.
Amazing. He's getting his due. Fantastic.
God bless.
Yeah.
Finally watching Sopranos and wanting to talk about it. Can you believe Adriana got shot? It's like, we did this 2 decades ago.
No.
46 seconds into a special.
No. And I mean, I would in hindsight.
Getting it this late.
Talking about getting COVID late.
It's embarrassing. It's like finally watching Sopranos and wanting to talk about it. Can you believe Adriana got shot? It's like,
Oh, no, Renan. We said no spoilers in the commentatores. I can't believe
46 seconds into a special.
You made it 20 years without it getting spoiled, and Renan comes and spoils it for you. How deep into the episode were you?
Beginning.
Oh.
I've given Jews so many chances to be all right.
Okay, you think this might...
It's the final straw.
I don't know if you can cast shade over an entire group of people over this. I think this may be a singular thing. I also don't know for sure if Renan knew that you were going to decide to push pause on The Sopranos and watch his special. And he would probably...
He's in the universe.
He would probably...
should have known. I was joking about the Jews. I'm joking about that.
He would probably argue that...
It is just so funny.
But you know what? I'm glad you played it in context, because when he said, sorry, I got COVID late or whatever, it's like just watching The Sopranos.
Yeah, he goes, getting COVID late is embarrassing.
It's like just watching The Sopranos. I don't necessarily think that the punchline is going to be a spoiler.
No.
Because I would have yelled at you and said, clearly the next part of that is a spoiler.
Well, I thought, let me watch for a minute.
And there wasn't anything...
36 seconds in.
Wow.
Incredible. I mean, I am in... It's the
special itself.
It was in the middle of the episode I stopped.
You wrote the note?
To go to the bathroom. Yeah, I wrote, oh God, they shot Adriana. Fucking Renan. That's what I wrote in my notes.
Have you spoken to him since?
No, I gotta call him. But it's beautiful.
We gotta send him this.
That is the best thing that could have happened.
It's so funny.
Is the fact that this is such a pivotal, insane moment in the show, and I innocently go to watch a Friends special, and within the first 30 seconds, it's ruined.
And he says it so in such a cavalier way too.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear Adriana got shot? You're like, what? Oh no!
Yeah. I'm the only person on earth that didn't know Adriana got shot.
Like,
and I'm watching and I see her in the car with the bag in the front seat, the song playing. The lighting in the show is lighter. You see the sign on 95, you go, oh my God, she's getting out. You know what? It's going to be tough, but I'm happy for her. Adriana deserves good things. She's gotten the short end of the stick.
Let me take a piss.
At every fucking turn.
Let me take a piss real quick. Let me check out Renan's special. Wait, what?
You know what I did? I really liked that song that was playing.
Mm-hmm.
So I rewound it and Shazammed. Mm-hmm. And then I said,
no way.
Oh, let me go.
No.
Yeah.
It's these goddamn phones.
Yeah. They're destroying us. They're evil.
I would consider blaming Tim Cook on this one.
Yeah. And China.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. Can you believe it?
That's
Can you believe it? That's insane. Insane.
Hilarious.
Amazing. Wouldn't have wanted it to happen any other way.
The best thing that could have happened, but the worst.
The equivalent of you watching me miss a bus.
Yeah. Like.
But worse.
How do you fail at not having The Sopranos spoiled? You did. You failed at it.
I've had people. Well, there's still other things that could be spoiled.
That was big.
We got a whole nother.
Literally, this is why. That's why people were like, "Oh, I can't wait for this episode. I can't wait for Ian to see that."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Well, I watched Renan's special."
Yeah. And I literally wrote "fucking Renan."
I see it.
And
you wrote it in all caps.
I was writing notes.
Sure.
During the episode, and when Christopher, I go, "Oh my God!" Aid is telling Chris. Holy shit, Christopher, holy shit. No. Thank God. Because I thought he was going to kill her right there.
So, Matouche, it's all because Matouche went in and...
What race is he?
Matouche? I don't
blame that.
I don't pay attention to that. Yeah.
That's your thing. Color?
That's your thing. Blaming ethnicities. What? That's your pastime.
No, yeah, pastime. Because it's a thing in the past. I don't do no more.
But you used to do it a lot?
I still do.
So Renan gets into a fight with Andre the Giant in the back of the Crazy Horse.
Yeah.
And
you just said Renan gets into a fight with Andre the Giant.
I wish Renan got into a fight with him because Andre the Giant would have crushed Renan.
And then I would have never
I'm so mad at Renan. That's why he's on.
How incredible is that?
He's the best.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he did that.
Insane.
So
I cannot wait to tell him. Okay,
it's so funny.
Yeah.
So Matouche, and by the way, you can check out Renan's special.
It's great. Live from the underground. Available now on YouTube.
So Matouche gets into a fight with Andre the Giant and ends up stabbing him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He was got to get out of there. He's a big guy. So Aid decides to cover up the evidence, and they catch her because they're just.
Why does she say, "Okay, I'll help"?
Because she just says yes.
She's such a sweet person.
She just helps, and she goes in, and they're like, "Fuck this! Like, enough is enough. You're wearing a wire, and that's it."
Yeah, and she goes, "No, I'm not wearing a wire." And I go, "Thank God she's choosing not to, ride or die." But then she tries to get Chrissy to flip and tells him, and she should have just said, "I know what this is. I'll go to jail. I'll keep my mouth shut and I'll go to jail." What else does she have going on for her?
Well, I think the complication is...
Does she even work anymore?
She works at the Crazy Horse.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Where Matouche was.
Yeah, you're right. But it's like, what does she have in her life that can't be put on pause for 5 years?
But I think the complication is that if she goes to jail...
She can't get married.
No, it doesn't matter about the marriage. I think that they would... First of all, they don't want her to go to jail. They want her to flip. And I think that they would tell her, like, look, you're going to go to jail, but what's Tony going to think of Chris? What's Tony going to think of Christopher? You guys live together.
But at the same time, wow, she's going to jail instead of ratting. That's a get out of jail free card for working with the FBI.
Unless they said, plus we're going to give you a light sentence. How are the people going to think you got that light sentence? You don't think Aid would have been manipulated?
I'd like to think not.
I mean, it's literally, just a minute ago, you said, why did she say yes to Matouche? I just need to fax something.
I know.
She's manipulated.
Is this a fucking Kinko's? No, Matouche.
What is it, Pop Copy?
Huh?
The hell out of here.
Yeah. No, I mean, she's just so sad, and all she wants is love, and to think that Christopher would flip And to be like, you can start writing again.
Well, the problem is that
Can't even write to begin with.
Christopher, and this is so brilliant
I must
about
be
the
loyal
show.
to my capo.
Yeah, that's the thing that she doesn't consider. He's a terrible writer. But
Yeah.
Chris made a mistake with the cigarettes. Didn't get the stickers put on it. It's so brilliant that this was added in because he got the cigarette business taken away from him. He's pissed because Tony B has the whole casino. Now he doesn't. I have a wedding to pay for.
Yeah.
So now he's mad at Tony.
Yeah, and he's mad because he's resentful and he's drinking, and he let
he's drinking
Tony's
again.
ribbing get to him to make him drink.
So now, but that leaves Aid in this position where she hears him complaining. You know what I could do? You know what I could do to that guy? I'm going to hell for this guy. You know what I could do to him? And she goes, we could do it. Want to?
Mm-hmm.
Want to do it? And he's like, no. What? No. Huh? She's like, oh, boy.
Dude, that scene is so powerful when he's like, oh my God. And then he fucking punches her and chokes her and goes, I really loved you. And right when he says loved, you're like, oh. And he's choking her and she looks like she's dying. And it's just such a vulnerable, scary, sad moment.
Yeah, because Christopher is realizing the hopelessness
Of his
of the situation. That there is no...
Yeah.
Like life, it's one of those, like this is a moment where nothing is ever going to be the same again
Mm-hmm.
if we survive it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when Christopher goes like, you know what? Fuck it. Okay. Now, do you think when he first says, when he leaves to get cigarettes, do you think that he was like, you know what? Maybe Aid is right. Maybe I get out from under this. Maybe, Tony didn't treat me well anyway. Do you think that Christopher considered
I think he's considering it, and then you see him at the gas station, and he sees that family.
the garbage?
And I thought it went one of two ways. Like, if it had been a happy family, I think he would have gone with her.
That's interesting.
But the fact that it was a trash family, annoying kids, the husband's getting just in that quick snippet, you see there's no respect. He tries to get in the car and pushes further to get in.
He's miserable and broke.
Yeah. How's Chris going to make money? How are they going to make money to survive?
He
He's
knows.
got no
He knows he
skills.
sucks at writing. He's got to.
Yeah, he's and I can finally finish my memoirs. Yeah, what with that John Favreau bridge you burned? You kidding me?
That's true. He did burn that bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, so he sees the family, and he goes like, "No, I can't grow a mullet anyway. I can't do this."
But what's so brilliant is that, again, you don't know if he sees the family and goes, "I can't live like this. I can't leave the mob," or he goes, "I can't live like this. I'm gonna kill myself."
Right, because
And then-
that's echoed by the utter hopelessness of the position that he was in. Like, I'm not going to live like this. But that's my only option. I'm out of options.
Yeah.
We know Christopher's a depressive already.
Yeah, and he's drinking.
Yeah, and he's drinking. So what do you think he's going to do? So
The alcoholic in me, a part of me was like, man, it'd be great to just go away, never have to speak to anyone in your life ever again. Just drink yourself to death.
not even your mother.
Not even your mother. But it's like, how would he make money? Would the government give them money?
I don't think
Would the government take care of them?
I think the government sets them up in like a place to live
Mm-hmm.
and all that. I don't know that they would like give them like paychecks
Mm.
or anything. I don't think that they would do that. 'Cause they don't become government employees, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So when Tony calls Aid and goes, everything's okay. Was Christopher doing anything? Was he, and says that he tried to kill himself. Did you think,
Yeah.
like, you didn't think that was Tony tricking her? I mean, I know I certainly, the first time I watched this episode, I certainly was like, oh my God, like, I don't know how, but Christopher definitely tried to kill himself. I did not think it was Tony
No.
tricking Aid.
No.
You thought, had you seen Renan's special? When Tony makes the call for Aid,
Yeah.
had you seen Renan's special yet?
No, because that song played, and I was like, "This is such a good song. Let me Shazam."
It was literally the scene when you watch Renan's special.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like the ultimate missing the buzz. Rules.
What are the odds?
I mean, Slim. He got you good. You look, look like an idiot.
Well, he said you can't finance, but I got finance.
Like a moron.
I'm happy. It's so incredible that it happened that way.
Because it's impossible.
The most incredibly epic moment of the show so far.
By a mile.
A culmination of 5 seasons worth of drama and plots and back and forth and struggles and trials and tribulations to be ruined by Renan Hirschberg is incredible. Truly. And it, great joke. Fantastic joke.
It's a good joke.
It's got a great special. I mean, what better way to see the special than to go, I got to find out that joke.
Show it to your friend halfway through episode 12 of season 5 of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So, so you believe Tony, obviously. We don't know where this is going.
And then Syl picks Adriana up. But it's, you see her in the car first. And you see the bag in the car.
Yep.
And the song is playing that makes you Shazam. And you see the 95 sign. And I felt like such a sense of, wow, she's going to do it. And it was such a perfect song to play. I've been on that drive down 95 before. And I'm telling you, go back and watch. The sky, the lighting is lighter. It's this feeling of hope. And then the song is distantly on like a radio through a headphone almost in the car. She's just sitting there with Syl. And she kind of knows because they are going nowhere near a hospital.
I don't think she knew. I think
when they start turning down those fall Levy roads.
Well, once they were in the forest, I think that she was like, this is odd. Yeah. But I don't think when they were on the highway, she knew. I think it was more like, this isn't over.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't think she knew that she was getting whacked. I think she just knows this is supposed to be over right now. I should just not be here. But it's not over. I think that the hopelessness is not about.
And you see how excited she is when she goes, he's doing it. I'll have him there by 1:00.
Yes.
And she's packing the bag.
Oh. Because it's a relief. It's a relief. She probably doesn't have IBS anymore because she's so relieved.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The FBI goes, he's the one. This is what's tearing your body apart.
Well, it's the FBI that's tearing her body apart, not Christopher.
Well, everything.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the fact that she's an informant for the FBI.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think
she could have avoided it by taking the time and going to jail.
Or by not helping Matouche.
Yeah. Never let anyone use your fax machine.
And don't let Andre the Giant back in your store.
Yeah, what?
Whatever.
Insane.
But so...
and don't throw something out, pick it up, and then take it. Don't say, you killed him, you deal with it. I'm not helping you.
Well, she knew the FBI was all over her, though. She can't have murders happening in her place.
She should have told the FBI on that. The old switcheroo. I won't tell you about Tony, but I'll tell you about Matouche.
I'm going to turn state's witness on Matouche. They're probably like, Matouche is the least of our concerns right now.
Matouche?
We're trying to take down the mafia, not Matouche. So I think the hopelessness is just the fact that it's not over, that she's still in this, and we don't know where this is going. Because even if they are going to the hospital, it's not like things are getting better. She's not leaving. She's really not leaving. Because
do you think this is the FBI's fault?
I mean,
no. Pushing her?
Ultimately, this is Adriana's fault for being involved with the mafia. I mean, there's a whole... She's marrying a guy who commits crimes for a living. This is...
What other life was she going to live?
She could have married any... I mean, she's a beautiful woman. There are plenty of Jersey Italian guys that are working finance or something.
God, I feel so bad for Adriana.
Yeah.
And then
Because she was
dies-
good.
Then she dies on her knees begging like a dog.
No, 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 no. That's when she realizes.
It is interesting, though, that you don't see her die on camera and you never see her
No.
body. So many people die and you see how they die, but Adriana is spared from watching her die.
But it's almost more like haunting that way. Because it like stays in your head. You know what I mean? Like you're painting your own visuals or whatever. Interesting with Syl that like...
Have we seen him kill before? No.
I don't know if we've seen it. I mean, we know that he has. This is what he does. But like... Yeah. First of all, interesting that they didn't get Patsy or somebody like that. That they got Syl. Because this is a big deal. And also the fact that Syl is... Because Syl is like warm and funny and like he's a good I can be friends with Syl, and you go like, oh no, he's as cold-hearted as any of them. Like there's no remorse. He's mad at her. He's absolutely fine murdering her because of what she did. It's crazy. As close as they all were. And Renan ruined it.
So sad.
The Renans did that. What's more sad? Aid dying or Renan mentioning that in his
We're
special?
not mentioning is hilarious.
Yeah.
But of all the things he could have said,
I know.
why Adriana gets shot?
I mean, he could have said big pussy.
Yeah.
What do you mean big pussy dies? And you would have been like, ha, I remember when it was my Prima Volta. He said Adriana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you found out that Christopher did not attempt suicide, and then instead he decided to call Tony and go, look, this is what's going on.
Well,
Was your mind blown?
A little, because he's flipping out and he's like, I'm going to hell for this guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting like so angry and everything. And then it's like, man, Tony's got him under his thumb.
Well, it's not Tony. He took an oath. This family comes before your real family. We watched him take that oath. Remember when that bird flew in?
Yeah.
And Tony told him,
Yeah.
this family comes first. And Christopher said, yeah, that's the life. That's my life. And I think that he knows he is going to go to hell for Tony. And things aren't going to get better after this. But this is his life. He's not a guy who has a family and lives in Jersey and doesn't do this stuff. He doesn't have a regular life. And now he doesn't have a fiance. How are they going to get away, do you suppose, with not having Adriana on this show, both from a show perspective and also from a perspective of the character? She's ingrained in all of their lives and all of their families' lives.
I don't know. How do you explain her disappearing?
I don't have to. I'm just a watcher. You're messed up. You miss Aid.
Pretty speechless.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing her in her little tennis outfit. I'm like, man.
Season 3. When the tennis instructor was paying more attention to her than Carmela. Guess what? Carmela won that one.
And it's all because Adriana didn't have many friends. Because Danielle befriended her. And she was so willing to trust.
Let me ask you this. What do you think of Danielle?
Malignant hunt.
Not a fan?
Not a fan.
She killed Adriana.
Yeah,
Danielle.
basically.
Do you blame Syl or Danielle more?
It's Danielle.
Do you blame Danielle or Tony more?
Danielle.
You blame Danielle?
Danielle.
Okay. If you had to spend an evening with one
Danielle.
person, Janice or Danielle?
Danielle.
Why? What's wrong with? What do you think of Janice?
Ooh, she FSP. Danielle, at least she's a hottie.
So there's more drama happening. We see, first of all, in the beginning of the episode, Tony is so manipulative with Carmela. about you. You had your own indiscretions because she had a crush on Furio.
And then Carm is like, now I'm not without fault. It's
Carm. And you realize after all this, nothing is changing.
Well, I saw that when, first of all, Carm is like, it's $600,000 for a plot of land. And that's her little like, and Tony goes, I'll do it because again, Tony gives money.
He'll buy it back. Yeah.
But I noticed they have this dinner and it's really fun. And, you know, they like, AJ's like, this is fucking weird. And they're like, no, AJ. And they break out the champagne, they drink, it's nice. And then Tony's back on the couch, watching his old movies, eating ice cream. Carm is doing the dishes. She's looking at him. And a part of me is wondering if it was like, nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. By the way, before we move on completely from Adriana, it was funny in the beginning of the episode. Who would have thought this would be one of his last words that he would say to Adriana when Christopher went, here she is, my smelly Valentine. Like, what a piece of garbage.
Yeah, what?
My smelly Valentine.
Yeah.
Because she got IBS.
Oh!
He's making fun of her for having the shits.
Oh, no.
In front of his friends.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he's a garbage person.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck. Poor Adriana.
She's got to sit there, my smelly Valentine.
Oh, I just thought he was being kooky.
No. It's because she had the shits.
The IBS.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's so sad.
Chris is garbage.
Yeah.
But what's interesting I found about this episode, too, is that we knew it happened in episode 11, but we don't see it. In episode 12, we actually see Tony B killing Billy Leotardo. We see it in a flashback. We didn't actually see it happen. We saw it happen kind of through Tony's dream, and we found out it happened.
Yeah.
But then we see in a flashback, and let me tell you something right now, Phil Leotardo is none too pleased.
No. He also, that little sit down, it is, I mean, New York is such a tougher crew than Jersey.
Oh, yeah, they're not interested.
It is. They are not even in the same league.
No.
I mean, it is just.
Well, I mean, Johnny Sack is so clear. He's not going like, I know, Phil's a little wild, Tony, but me and you, he's like, no, Tony, I'm on Phil's side.
Yeah.
I will rain a shitstorm down. I will rain a shitstorm down on you. And you're looking at Johnny Sack, and you're like, yeah, he will. He absolutely will. This is the difference between the two of them. It's interesting too with Tony that as he's going through all this, right? Like he's getting back with Carm. He's going through he's seeing how mad New York is at him. When he goes and visits Valentina for the last time in the hospital and says, I'm getting back with my wife. She goes, if you leave, I'll kill myself. He's like, whatever.
I got to take this.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and leaves.
It's always like that part, these bitches have tricked me before. Yeah. It's not going to, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Like Tony is over it, which is so interesting that his character has evolved to the point where those manipulation, like you have to be a next level manipulator. He's taken on manipulative traits, and now the manipulation doesn't affect him nearly as much. And also, he never really cared about Valentina.
No,
no.
But I have to take this. It's so fun. I'll kill myself.
I get it.
Put that on hold for a second. You were saying, yeah.
What do you think? Do you think when Carmela is like when Tony comes home and Carmela's doing the dishes, and she's just looking at him. He's on the couch, he's eating ice cream or whatever, and she's doing the dishes, and she's just staring at him. Do you think that's a moment where Carmela realizes what, like, you and I were just talking about, that she's like, oh, wait, I'm making a deal with the devil here. Like, he's going to give me the money for this property, but we're right back to where we started. Like, we have not grown at all. Do you think that's what she's thinking? I took it as a negative.
I do, but also I go, does this word mean any? But he said he would stop the infidelity. He didn't say he was going to help with the dishes.
He said that before. No, that's true.
You know?
That's true.
It's like, what do you want from the guy?
He's not committing infidelity. He's watching a program.
Yeah.
He never said he wasn't going to watch a program.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
It's like, Carm, you're being a little unreasonable. A guy wants to watch his stories. He's going to watch his story.
Yeah.
Better at home watching his stories than out there in these streets, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's a good perspective. Tony is telling New York he understands something has to happen here. And he says, John, let me handle Tony
Well,
B.
I'm like, they kill Adriana for being a rat, but then Tony rats out Tony B and gives the address.
Well, not to the police.
Well, it's still ratting.
When Tony doesn't give
And-
Tony won't give the address. Tony Soprano?
Yeah, Tony gives the address. He calls him up and he goes, he's in Hinderbrook, Route 209, blah, blah. Gives the address.
No, he
For
doesn't.
them to go up there. Yes, he does.
He says he doesn't. First of all, he doesn't know where he is at first, and then he says, "I'm not giving him to you."
But then he calls up.
He doesn't just leave him up there without. I think he might be jumping ahead.
Really?
yeah. I mean, he spends the whole episode going, "You can't have him." He says, "Let me take it." It's not like he just says, "Hey, let me take care of him." Oh, our little picture went away. It's not like he says, "Let me take care of him," and then.
Well, when they have their last talk on the phone, and Tony tells him, that night I had a panic attack, blah blah blah.
Yes.
He comes clean to him, and in that moment, they still can't say, "I love you. You were like a brother to me," even though they both kind of know it's like the last time they're gonna really talk.
On some level, they know. And what did you think? So when Tony B goes, you mean the casino, all that stuff? That was all because of that? What do you think that was about? Like what do you think?
Well, it's like obviously Tony felt like he let him down.
Tony B.
Yeah, Tony S let Tony B down.
Okay,
and then he says this thing to him, and he's like, I got to be honest with you about this. And I think he's coming clean to him because he knows something bad is going to happen. He won't be able to protect him. And he says he will, and he'll take care of him. And, the crew kind of gets wind of like, none of us are safe because Phil goes and beats up that kid and he goes, it's a start.
Yeah.
And then he starts going around town and then he's looking for Chrissy. And like, it's like, dude, Phil is not going to stop until he gets to Tony B.
Yeah. Yeah, and you realize how serious this is. But yeah, I mean, Tony goes to Johnny Sack and he goes, let me handle Tony B. Johnny Sack goes, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, and Tony's like, this is me here.
And then Tony goes, okay, well, just assure to me that it's going to be quick.
Yeah.
And Johnny Sack goes, absolutely not. It won't be quick.
Yeah.
It's not going to be. And that's when Tony tells him, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't tell him where he is. He says, go fuck yourself, and he leaves.
Yeah.
And Johnny Sack can't believe it. That's what really starts this whole thing in motion.
Yeah.
That, like, what do you mean you won't give him up? And that's why, like, so many of Tony's soldiers that were already starting to kind of resent him are now going like New York is going to go to war with us because you won't give this guy up who
And
clearly
I
deserves
could
to be
die,
given up.
And I had nothing to do with this.
Right.
Yeah.
They're coming after everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Tony Soprano is right not giving up Tony B? Or do you think he's acting in the interest of the family, or do you think he's acting in self-interest?
He's acting in his own self-interest of like his own personal history with this person, which is funny because he says to Johnny Sack, he goes, this is me here.
Mm-hmm.
Like Johnny Sack's going to go, oh, yeah, you're right.
My
This is my friend. My friend Tony.
Oh, I was going to invite you to an adult sleepover.
Yeah. We can talk about the softball team.
Yeah, and it didn't work. No. It didn't work. Yeah. And then that's when Tony beats up Christopher. Going like, but when Tony's beating up Christopher, it's clearly because Tony didn't want to do what he did to Adriana.
Yeah.
You think you're the only one who had feelings for her? And it's like, Tony, it's the guy's fiance. Like, Tony again is acting like his loss
Yeah.
is kind of bigger than Christopher's loss with Christopher's fiance.
Yeah. I mean, poor Christopher again, like just like doing this all for Tony.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony has just warped this poor man's life.
And the FBI having that conversation, going like, well, maybe she fled
to China.
It's almost like I think the agents want to believe that she fled because they have guilt.
They got her killed.
They have guilt that they had something to do with that.
Yeah, and they did.
Specifically,
Danielle.
And then I found the end of the episode so poetic in the sense that like we're back to where we started. Like Tony is now realizing that he's had Adriana killed, who he, I believe, had a relationship with that was like a daughter that he wanted to have sex with.
Yes.
You know, which is both. I mean, the relationship you have with a woman that you want to have sex with is strong. The relationship that you have with a woman who's your daughter is strong. And imagine if it's combined into one.
I mean, the episode ends with another song playing. How does the episode end?
Tony and Carm are in the forest together.
Yes, walking to find the spot. Yep,
and it's very reminiscent of the forest that we just saw Adriana in.
Yes, and the forest in Pine Barrens.
Sure, I don't know if. I mean, that's also a forest. That was in the middle of winter with snow all over the ground and
snowy forest.
I think that's a stretch.
Did the forest have snow?
Nope, it was the autumn.
Just a forest.
Yeah, and Tony's sitting there going, "Beautiful plot of land, beautiful plot of," but like,
and she's in the back talking about, and Tony just has this pained look on his face of like, "Here we go again,"
because Tony is in this like. First of all, Tony realizes that he could be killed at any moment right now. Like his life has never been more in danger.
Yeah,
like New York could come for Tony B and Tony Soprano now because Tony Soprano won't give him up, and so his wife is sitting here, Carm, planning for this wonderful future. Meanwhile, Tony, in this one episode, has had Adriana killed, knows that his cousin is as good as dead, has New York ready to go nuclear on his entire crew, has never had his life ever so threatened, just set a woman on fire making egg beaters for him, because that wasn't that long ago. That was last episode. You remember that?
And he's got to say, no more infidelity.
And no more infidelity, just programs to watch.
Yeah.
And Carm is going like, oh, we can grow old here. And Tony's like, I'm not growing old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Tony's like Carm is like envisioning this great future where like we're literally looking at a plot of land that we're going to build on and grow. And Tony's future has never in the history of the show been so bleak.
Right.
Not even uncertain, just bleak. There's just no, like, what alternative, what direction that we could possibly go in here is not horrendous for Tony. There is no like, oh, you know what? If I do this and that, everyone will be happy. No. Yeah. Everyone's unhappy. And there's no possible way. Usually you're like, well, I can't please everyone. Tony's in a position where he can't please anyone.
Not even himself.
Not even himself.
Yeah.
Because he can't do infidelity.
No. No.
I mean, did you leave this
episode mad at Renan? Yes.
And just drained, right? This was a draining episode.
Draining.
Yeah.
Draining.
You think Adriana comes back?
I think it was a dream sequence.
She'll probably come back in a car or something, maybe. I mean, Mikey Palmieri did last episode, so
maybe she'll come back in a sequence. I do like how these characters come back.
You're like,
but I don't know what for.
I mean, I think it's just dead people, you know?
Yeah, but like, what was the point of his dad in the car coughing? What was the point of Big Pussy in the front seat? What was the big point of Ralph? Why is Mike Palmieri back? Like, they're not just thrown in there. They've got to have meaning.
Yeah, no, it must be. Well, I think, you know, you could go deep with each character to try to figure it out, but I think the general thing is that all of these deaths, even though he acts like this is whatever, this is just what I do, I think all of these
weigh heavily on him.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I think the point is. And so that makes the Adriana thing even more of a hit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, my predictions for the next episode, why don't I call my friend Renan and he'll tell me. No, I think there's going to be some sort of thing, obviously, with Tony B, but there's going to be death, devastation.
It's the last episode of the season coming up.
I'm thinking something's going to have to happen to Tony B, and something's going to happen with Johnny Sack and Phil. And it ain't good. See you next week.
Between Johnny Sack and Phil?
I think they're gay lovers.
I don't know where the subtext for that was.
Oh,
are you reading fanfic or watching episodes?
Choose your own adventure?
Do you okay, so what, like, what's going to happen, do you think, with Tony B? Maybe they team up, go to war, and there's still room for Tony B to take over New York, Tony Soprano to take over Jersey?
I would love that.
Do you think so?
I would love for them to go all out war. Tony B has proven he's good at killing, except when he gets his foot run over.
Yeah, he's actually 50-50.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, he killed the wrong Leotardo.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Really should have killed Phil in hindsight.
He's bad at this. And he killed a poor Asian man. Remember he beat the crap out of Kim?
He didn't beat him to death, though, I don't think.
Oh, I thought he killed him. He beat him to death.
He didn't beat him to death. He just beat him up.
Beat him close to death.
If he had kept going, he could have beaten him to death.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, he could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony's crew is not really that good.
No, they're pretty bad. They're good at killing, like, Adriana.
Yeah, wow. An already wounded deer.
Yeah, they could kill her.
They're bad at doing things. Chris is messing up the cigarettes.
Yeah.
Johnny's making sure they don't get scooters.
You know,
what are they doing?
You know who's good?
Who?
Patsy.
Yeah.
He pissed
and
in
Vito.
remember?
They're blowing guys.
I mean, look, that security guard looked very satisfied.
Yeah.
I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Do you think the Vito storyline will continue to grow? Or
I know it continues to grow because people have called me Johnny Cakes.
It was my nickname in college.
I know. We'll see who this guy is, but I feel like I want to be him.
Well, we'll find out. I already know who he is. Because for me, I've seen the show before. But for Ian Fidance, this is his Prima Volta.
Johnny Cakes, baker's man. Bake me a man and bring me to heaven.